Who wants to see how high my water table is? Do you see how high up we are? We're very high up. So we're gonna turn around and go back over here. So that's a 30-inch deep hole, according to these little markings on the side of my post hole digger. And there's accumulating, can you tell? About 2 inches of water at the bottom already. It's like maybe half an hour later, but it was like almost immediate. So that's how high my water table is. It hasn't rained in 2 days. I'm trying to adjust where the drainage occurs, and I think I'll just do a few of these to see how well they work, because this is the corner that collects the most water when it rains, and it's just been like sitting on top. So I think if I can get, I could build something out of cob today if I was ready with all the other ingredients. It's a lot of clay. I've separated dirt from clay. I'm going to add some ash. I'm going to add some compost. We're going to fill that hole with water permeable and absorbing dirt stuff. Yeah. It's like a swale, except it's 3 foot deep and only about a foot wide. 8 inches wide, really. Let's take a look around a few other things. The adopter of the 2 stray elderberries is working on getting over here. Echinacea's doing good. My only colorful lily has bloomed. Let's see. Will you focus, please? Please focus. There we go. They're very cute. Don't you think? Yeah, they would get taller, but it's their first year in this location. More echinacea are starting to bloom. That's what they look like when they start to. Let's get out of the sunlight. There we go. And then they get really big flowers like there. So there's a ton of white ones with yellow centers in my lilies. These Y-topped branches that I interhooked have done phenomenally, because we had a wind shear come through that took out electric in this neighborhood for good 8 hours, others for 12, because so many trees came down. But my hollyhock is upright right here. A couple more Y-topped branches. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make good use of those. We'll find out. Decided to use some old round tomato cages to hold up the allium, because as you can see here, they're very top heavy once they're in full bloom. But the pollinators love them. It's so cute. It is so cute. So that's nice. Neighbors' dogs are going insane. All of these little Stella d'Oro daylily type flowers are starting to bloom a little. When you divide them out into single roots, they take a few more years to bloom. Apparently they like growing in clusters. So noted for the next one I divide. Here we have the amaranths. These are elephant top amaranth, elephant head amaranth, something like that. Making a comeback, because they got eaten a little bit by an animal. And then in here mostly I just have peas, rhubarb, and parsnip going to seed. This is the asparagus doing its leafing out. I went on vacation right when it would have been the biggest part of the harvest, but it's kind of not a bad thing, because that means it's going to have a much stronger root system for next year. So that's nice. Several rhubarbs here. Neighbors' dogs. Still just a mix of greens and dill. That's how the hollyhock would look. See what I'm going to do about that. This is kind of wild and overgrown, honestly. Uh-oh. Something's eating my tree. I need to mulch around the base of that. Oh, these bloomed. And that might be what's eating my tree. Oh. June bugs. It's July now, but I guess it's June bug time still. The rhu's probably, I should probably cut this because I don't want that many more rue trees. Or they're not trees, they're shrubs. And then this cherry is doing really well. It's also suffering from June bugs. I need to look up June bug solutions. If you got any, throw them at me in the comments, please. This is the Joe Pie. It's at least 8 foot tall, and it'll be blooming soon. They're a sweet pink color. I harvested maybe 3 handfuls of relatively underripe, but they ripen without the birds taking them if you put them in the basket and just bring them inside to ripen the rest of the way. Up here we have lovage going to seed and also going flop. I haven't decided if I should probably just cut it back because it's starting to fall over and I don't need 50 of them. Yeah, so oh, come on, focus. This is how the garden's looking. Something is also definitely eating the tops of my sunchoke, but it's a root plant, so I'm okay with that. It's curious, they must, whatever it is, must be getting up in the compost trash cans to munch, because that's weird how it's all on that side otherwise. And then of course this echinacea is doing really, really well. I was up in here trying to weed. Look how the bumblebees love it. They're so cute. So, I don't know if you can tell how tall that is, because that's like a little bit lower and it's at least 10 foot. So I think this is 8 to 10 foot, and those are about to erupt into big pink fluffs at the top. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and let the red clover go to seed more, because it's a nitrogen fixer and not too aggressive. It's nice having non-aggressive nitrogen fixers. They're rare. Somehow the sage is still blooming. And it's making seeds at the same time. That's pretty wild. Still got the hole from where I gave my brother. The plant had flopped over and the stem touched the ground for a few years, and then I had 2 massive sage plants right here. So now I just have 1 again, and my brother has 1. Oh, I see a couple of seed heads from the garlic over there. I don't want those to go to seed. They just, there's so many. And it's still the year that has no apples or pears. But I got 2 jars of cherry ferment. And some Saskatoons. Yeah. It's a very nice day. I hope you're enjoying it. Let's see if we can find any bees. This one that had a shiny butt that I was really curious about, but I didn't have my camera handy. Oh well. Really hoping that eventually these great big greenery things will put up whatever bloom they do. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what they do. I got them from my brother's house too. And then back in here, oh, it's so much cooler in this corner. Wow. Oh, I need to hang out back here more often. Along here I have some milk thistles, 3 of those, and 1 lupine, and a bunch of the greenery that was from my brother's. And a handful of weeds. That's what... I'm going to put the berry down so I can get it back. That is what grape, wild grape, or regular grape seedlings, and what Virginia creeper looks like in seedling form. Oops. And I dropped it. So, I guess that's all you get to see, because I can't even find it. I don't know where it went. There's always seedlings to show you back here. Y'all know what that is. Clovers come up looking already like themselves. This is a tree. That's... pretty sure I've identified this as slippery elm. That is a slippery elm seedling. A rather contorted one. This is black nightshade. I'm going to let it go. This is greater burdock. And it's already hard to get the root out, as you can see, even at this young stage. But that's what a greater burdock, which gets like, let's see if I can get this to focus, these huge leaves and then great big seed stalks, which I see I have one I need to cut back in there if I'm still gonna be able to get anywhere near that oak tree without getting burdock suckers all over me. And this is that, horrendous, I hate that plant. All of this, it's Rose of Sharon. The flowers are blooming, so you'll see which ones I mean, but the trouble is they get everywhere. I'm gonna just use the shed roof to hoist myself up. So, that's a Rose of Sharon flower. And, oh, where'd it go? Come on now. So is that. They're very pretty. The trouble is they're also extremely dispersive. You will have a carpet of them all over your garden from the seeds dropping. So I'm hoping to slowly replace these with something that isn't as invasive of an Asian species. But we'll see what happens. My path here is doing quite well. And this, well, that's Rose of Sharon. But up above me is the mulberry. This could get 60 foot if I'm not careful, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to trim it. Because I don't want a retainer wall tree that could get 60 foot above my shed and house, because that's just not a stable enough root base. And I also need to figure out, like, because I'd like to plant something new right here, but the compost turning on the other side of the property line here keeps drowning things out, so I might ask him if we can put something against the back of his compost to save the hedge. But I might wait till they're all dead, because it's actually killing the Rose of Sharon. It's amazing. And then I can put one of the Saskatoons here, probably. That'd be nice. I figure I'll put Saskatoons in to compete with them and then start trimming the hedge and just kind of slowly replace them, but I do need to get rid of this slippery elm tree right here. That's not going to work for me. I also kind of like to get rid of that sumac that's already 40 foot tall. Whoo! And its trunk's only that big around. Eesh. So, yeah. Here's a different view of the garden. I don't usually see this one. That's the problem with hanging out back here. It's smelly from their compost. Much cooler, but smelly. Oh well. Grass. Pilgrim's Ink, or can I remember it this time? Oh yeah, pokeweed. This can get 6 to 8 feet tall and has black berries that are poisonous but were once used in to make ink. And the stems are red. It at an early stage, if you boil them 3 times and dispose the water 3 times, they're cooked vegetable. But if you don't do all that, it's poisonous. So, happy summer. I'm gonna end this at this point. Bye. If I can get the button to respond, come on. Not what I want.